Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Chuck. It's Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. It's about a little after 1 in the afternoon, and I'm headed up to meet Kevin at Coyote Camp. And I got old Flapjack here's with me, but I thought I'd show you a little bit of the road. But before I do that, if you look right between those two trees right there in the center of the picture, you'll see the Promontory Lookout Tower. Now that's made by a company called Aeromotor Windmills, and they hold that on there for a little bit. They used to, before they thinned the forest out, you couldn't even really see this tower until you got right up to it. But now they got it where you can actually get a little glimpse of it through the trees. There's a little cabin down there in the bottom. There you go. There you can get a pretty good look at that. The little room at the top of a lookout tower is called the cab, like the cab of a truck. And that tower is 110 feet tall. And it was put here in, originally built here in 1928 or 27. I've heard both ways. And it's about the second highest point on the Mogollon Rim in this section here, at about 7,900 feet. This road here is pretty slow and pretty washboardy, so you're getting a little bit of noise here. Let me show you a little bit of what our view is. You can kind of see off the edge of the rim over that direction a little bit. Kevin's been up here now for about a week. He did sneak home on Sunday to resupply and get a shower and go to church and that kind of thing and upload some videos. But he's had quite a bit of activity here, and I'm going to come up here and spend a couple nights with him. They're doing a bunch of work on this road. The rumor is they're actually going to pave it, which is pretty darned amazing to me. Here's some of the workers here. I don't know what I feel about the paving thing, because it'll bring a lot more people into here, but this road really gets a lot of heavy use and it gets beat up pretty good. So this is, of course, this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend. So there'll be a lot of campers up here. That's why I like to get in and get out when there's not as many people. So I'm going to stay tonight. I'm going to stay Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning, bright and early, I got to head back because I got a doctor's appointment at 12. Kevin's got a bunch of family members coming up for the big weekend, and he's got a big family. He's got 14 grandkids, and so there'll be, oh golly, there'll probably be 40 of them up there. But this road, as you can see, is plenty wide. But it gets a lot of truck traffic and it gets beat up pretty good. If you heard us talk about Squatchin Camp, that's actually down that road a little ways. And I'll bring you back here in a little bit when I got something to show you. Well, we're a little bit further down the road and we come up behind this guy with his travel trailer. And we're probably not going to be able to get around him. So we'll just stay back here and follow him. We're in no rush anyway. There's something up here pretty close I want to show you and want to talk to you about. People tow these trailers back in here on this rough old road. I wouldn't tow my trailer in here because I'm afraid it would just shake the darn thing apart. They're all put together with staples and stuff anyway, so they're just made to shake apart. So we got a pretty nice viewpoint coming up here, and I'll pull over here and give you a quick pan around. This is, we're coming into a burn I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Let me just pull over here and show you that view. We're right on literally right on the edge of the Mogollon Rim. That's called Promontory Point back over there. And you can see where the power line cut goes down through there heading toward Metro Phoenix. You can see the highway coming up here. The mountain right square in the middle on the horizon there is Mount Ord, about halfway between Payson and the Metro Phoenix area. As you can see, it's pretty tough country. You know, this wasn't even officially surveyed until 1938. The old maps, they show this area between the Mogollon Rim and the Phoenix, what is now the Phoenix metro area. They were shown as terra incognito, which just means the unknown land. And finally, the U.S. Geological Survey sent a crew in here and they surveyed it in 1938. I actually have one of those old 1938 topo maps that they came up with. And there used to be a guy in town named Everett Jackson, an old guy, and when he was a kid, at 16 years old, he was what they call a stink man for the survey crew. Now, let me pull up here just a little bit and give you the view the other way. Now, the reason why these trees are the way they are, pull up over here. There's another view off the side. Just incredibly tough country. If you notice all these little trees here, and there's not a lot of big pines in here, and that's because this area burned off in a forest fire in 1961. It was called the Hatchery Fire, and it started down below the rim and burned up over the top here. So 60 years later, this is all regen coming in after the fire, and they replanted a bunch of this, but it's taken this long. You can see a few of the big trees over there survived the fire when it came over this, but it nuked this area pretty good. We were actually on the lookout tower in 60 and 61. I was just a kid, of course, and the parents were the lookout tower operators. My dad actually worked on this fire while my mom was she was the lookout tower operator. Here you go. The power line's going, it goes from the power plant at Joseph City down to Metro Phoenix. And if you see these, see the poles in the middle and on the outside of the big steel tower power lines, those things are lightning catchers. That's what their job is to try to keep the lightning from damaging the power line. So let's let this run for just a little bit, because I'm going to stop up here and tell you a little bit more about this country. Now, to see we're out of the burn, you can kind of see what this area looks like. Pretty dense in here. Now, this has been extensively logged over the years, so none of the trees that you see here are really old growth trees. Most of them are third generation. But my turnoff is coming up here pretty quick, and we got a place up here we call Phone Call Point, and I'm going to stop and call the wife and tell her that I'm going to be made it up here safely and that I'm going to be out of cell range, because once you get back off to the edge of the rim here a little bit, you don't have cell service anymore. You can see it, this stretch of the road is not too bad. The boil out of it is just a bumpy son of a gun. You run a lot of log trucks and gravel trucks, and the other thing the logging companies do here is they haul the green waste out and they burn it. So you got all the trucks loaded with green waste as well. Well, this is Phone Call Point. Let me pull in here. Obviously, anytime you're at the edge of the rim, you got cell signal, but once you get back a little ways, you don't. So my house is about 20 miles that away, and so I'm going to give a quick call to the spousal unit and tell her that I'm leaving cell range, and I'll be back with you here again in a little bit. Well, I'm parked right down the road into the camp, and look who I see.
Howdy.
Well, hello, my brother. You want to ride?
Sure.
Open up the side door. You got it.
Yeah, let me pop this off. Hey, guys.
Kevin's out hiking, and so this place we go in that he calls Coyote Camp, we used to call it by a different name, but it's off a side. It's off a side road, off a side road, off a side road, off a back road. So there's 3 side roads there. And Blackjack and Kevin are saying their highs.
Oh goodness.
But we're not too far from a place called Broken Mirror. And I think I've talked about that before.
We're in.
There we go. Yeah, look at that. He gets to ride backwards. He can pretend he's a fireman.
The crew chief.
Yeah. Crew chief on a helicopter rides backwards.
Oh, Flapjack don't mind. He's getting love.
Yeah. Oh. We always know when we're getting close to Broken Mirror because all of a sudden the road for some reason gets real smooth.
Did you notice they cut out all the trees off the side of the road in here?
I see that they've done some work in here. Yeah, right in here you can see we've knocked down a bunch of trees and widened this out.
Smoothest road in the entire Mogollon Rim.
Yeah, this little stretch for some reason or other never gets bumpy. Notice how all of a sudden it got real quiet? The road got real smooth? That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Look how dense this is in here. They're going to come in here and log this one of these days. And I know they are, and I have mixed feelings about it. And right in there, that's where we pull in to go into Broken Mirror. And Broken Mirror, you can actually, up here a little bit,
Right here.
Right here, you can actually see it's right in that little clearing right there is where it's at. And the last time we were here, we talked to two young female Sasquatches, and I can't remember their name offhand, but Kevin was actually out here and actually had a sighting off down that way a little bit, a daytime sighting. And the young female told me that the name of that. I'll look those up, and after we get to camp, I'll come back and I'll tell you what those names were, because I don't remember them off the top of my head. I have them on my list. But we're almost at camp. We'll be back with you here again in a minute. Okay, we're here at camp. That's where I'm set up. There's Kevin's cook tent and his sleeping tent. There's Mr. Flapjack. He's here. Those the three names over at Broken Mirror that I couldn't remember is Charity, young female, Coyote, who's another young female, and then they told us that the one that Kevin saw, his name was Delrick, and he was 16 years old at the time. That was a couple years ago, so he's 18 now. And he's a pretty big boy for 18 already. But Kevin got a good solid daytime sighting on him. So anyway, this is camp. Give you a quick pan around. If you might recognize this, we've been here before. And back through the trees there, just to the left of that big tree, you can see Kevin's truck. There's a meadow over there. And when Kevin's family group is here, he's got 14 grandkids and a whole bunch of folks. There's going to be a whole bunch of them here for the Memorial Day weekend. But I figured I'd just come down here for a couple of nights. The last time I was here, Kevin had his tent just the other side of this log here, and you might remember that. But so I'm here. We'll find out what happens tonight. So I think for right now, I'm going to wrap this one up and just tell you that to love each other and take care of each other and take care of yourself. And beautiful day up here in the woods. It's a little bit cool and a little bit breezy. And so I put on a long sleeve shirt. But we'll be back with you again. Show you this big old pine tree here. I think I went and sniffed that one before. I think that one smells like butterscotch. I don't remember. But we'll talk to you again here pretty quick. So right now it's just peace out.